I had hoped we might avoid this part of the process. While your reaction is reasonable, and I am certain you must find all of this so very frightening, I had expected the realization to come to you sooner. I had expected you to see this as the welcome opportunity that it is. There is no need for such strong language. I do not seek to cause you harm, and Santa Maria would be most displeased if she heard such foul language coming from your lips. They say that, and pardon my own language, the road to hell is paved with good intentions, and while I carried out my actions under only the best intentions, there is no need for the both of us to be damned. I do not understand why you still have not come to see it, why you still insist on struggling against your bonds. Do you not recognize me? Do you not know who I am? I see. The need arose for me to persuade you to cooperate. I did not mean to be so rough, and I did not mean to be so generous with the helping hand I gave you. A little nudge toward nodding off. However, it seems I may have incorrectly measured the dosage. Your mind must be being made foggy by this. I know with certainty that I did not injure you, though I was firm in the way I grasped hold of you. I would never have allowed myself to bring you any measure of harm. I am afraid that I do not know when the side effects may subside, so I will need to do you the favor of refreshing your memory in the meantime. You say you do not know me, that you do not recognize me, but I recognize you. I know you. You are an exchange student from the United States of America. You came here for some strange reason to study, thinking that it would be similar or only a small change compared to your life in your own country. I am afraid, however, the reality came to you far too soon. On your first day here, a child was able to slip her hand into your back pocket and steal away the little cash you had on you. And you only came to learn this when you went to purchase food and a drink for the night. I was there. Don't you remember yet? That night you went to the bar. That night that you realized what you had gotten yourself into. That night, where the darkness of this city began to creep up and lock around your ankles, like water frozen to black ice, nearly invisible, yet impossible to break free from. I was there. I asked the bartender where I might find my fellow countrymen, and he brushed me off. You offered me kindness, and in turn, I offered you some money for food. But you were unable to take much more than a couple of bites, because not long after, the men I had been searching for entered the bar. They had heard from others that I was asking around about where to find them. I was under the impression that they had stolen my young master away from me. I was under the impression that should I deal with them, I would get him back. But I was partially mistaken. They had paid for someone else to take the child, my young master. They did not yet have him. But these people who were supposed to get him for them, for my fellow countrymen, for my fellow Colombians in this city, those people had him in their grasp. But I could not leave those men alone and allow them to come after my master and his son again. I was not entirely in my right mind. My sole focus was retrieving my young master. And then I looked to you. I warned you to run. You may have been too shocked, or you may not have heard me, because you did not move even when the bullets began to fire. You did not move, except to duck behind the counter of the bar. And before I left, before I offered a parting gift to my fellow Colombians, I offered something to you. I took hold of you by the collar of your shirt, and I threw you through the doors. I left, and only flames followed in my wake. This city, it is the closest I have been to hell during my time on this earth. Sin and filth are the kings here, the princes of this city. are wrath, greed, and pride. And I could not simply allow you to succumb to their influences. However, I also could not allow you to return home. This place is not so different from your precious United States. The only thing that changes is that in your country, more effort is made to hide it. But here, they wear the mark of their sins with pride. They see scars as badges of honor. They streak blood all across their skin, as if it is some fancy decoration. And I could not allow you to remain here or return to your country, where the sharks would circle you from below, and you would not see them until they drew in to attack. I have retrieved my young master, and I will be taking him home with me. And you will be joining us. You may work as a servant alongside me. I do apologize in advance. I'm not terribly adept at skills required for a maid. I spend most of my time in the garden, and I accompany the young master in his games. I'm certain that you would have much to teach him, being a student yourself, and at a level far more advanced than he is. You will be a perfect addition to our family, and you will not be able to decline this offer.